artists, it's Miss Coon, and today we're going to create a symmetry ghost. I have two different examples that I'm going to show you. We can go vertically or horizontal today. We're going to start with 2 sheets of white paper and a sheet of colored construction paper, and we're going to talk a little bit about symmetry and the line of symmetry. So let's get started. Okay, so you're going to start with 2 sheets of white paper, and they're going to be tall vertical, and then we're going to fold them so that it's a tall vertical fold. Sometimes your classroom teacher might call this a hot dog fold. So I'm folding both of my papers. And then I'm going to open it up, so like a little tent so it stands, and press it down again. And I'm going to draw a little line on my line of symmetry. That's the line that comes through the center. Draw a little line at the top. And then I'm going to fold it back so that I can see that line and it is on the fold. And then I'm going to curve down and do a little wiggle. And then I'm going to draw an opening for my ghost's mouth. And all of that is on the fold. So I can see half of my ghost on my line of symmetry. And then I'll put this to the side for a second. I'll go back to my second paper because I'm making 2 ghosts. I'm going to open it so that it kind of stands up, press it flat. Draw that little mark so I remember where my fold is. Draw half of a ghost, a line that curves down with a little wiggle. And on this one, I'm going to give him a little arm. And then I'm going to erase where the arm and the body meet. And I'll do an opening for the mouth. Okay, and I can see half of my ghost on my line of symmetry. So if something is symmetrical, it's going to be the same on the right side and the left side. So I'm going to keep my paper folded, and I'm going to cut on the fold, and I'll speed this up. Okay, so now I have 2 symmetrical shapes of the line of symmetry where the shape that is on the left is exactly the same on the right, and if I fold it in half, it matches perfectly. That is symmetry. Now I'm going to use my Sharpie to draw eyes for my ghost. You can do your eyes any way that you want. They do not have to be symmetrical. You can draw any eyes that you would like. They could be winky eyes with eyelashes. They can have eyebrows. That's really just up to you. Okay, next I need to glue my ghost on my paper, and my paper could be long horizontal or tall vertical, whichever way you'd like. I'm going to do horizontal, and I'll put my ghosts on my paper for a second and decide on their positioning. They could both be straight up if you would like, or you could put them kind of at angles. I'm going to do a little bit of a diagonal with my ghosts, and you can use the glue sticks at your table or the glue bottles, but if you're using the glue bottle, just a dot, not a lot. You don't need very much glue. I'm just going to do a couple of dots of glue around the outside of my shape, and then I'll stick my ghost in place. If you're using the glue stick, I just do a little bit of glue around the edges, do a little on his hands or her hands, and I'll stick my ghost in place. Alright, so this is a great time to flip over on the back and write your name and your art code. And then I will flip back to this side, and I'm going to use my markers, my washable markers, to add a little bit of color to my ghost. So you could use all one color if you would like, or you can switch your colors and try a few different colors. You could do rainbow colors. I'm just going to do, I think, a blue and a purple on my ghost, and I'm going to do short lines of color just around the edges. I'm not coloring the whole ghost in, just a few around the edges, and then I'll do other side in between my spaces. And I don't worry about the bottom. You could do marker on the bottom if you would like. And then I'm going to take water, just water, and a wet paintbrush, and I'm going to let those colors bleed just a little bit and go to my next color. You might want to wash between colors if you've used lots of different colors, and I'm going to speed this up. Okay, and that little marker technique is going to make it look like your little ghosts are glowing a little bit, and then we're going to use the construction paper crayons to color little candies for our ghosts. Now, if a ghost is really eating a little piece of candy, it's probably going to fall out the bottom because they don't really have tummies. And you can do any kinds of candies that you'd like. I'm doing candy corns because those are one of my favorite Halloween candies, and I know that they're not everyone's favorite. But I'm going to add a whole bunch of candies for my little ghost, and I will speed this up. We're going to use all of our time in class today to add details to our art, so I want you to make sure that you have a lot of different candies, not just one or two choices. So we're going to fill up our space, and this is going to go on the drying rack in the very first space that's empty at the bottom. I can't wait to see what you create.